Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey folks, I'm officially coming back to Syracuse Collectors Con this year, taking place once again at the Center of Progress building at the New York State Fairgrounds in Syracuse, New York from March 28th through the 29th. I'm gonna be there all weekend as a regular attendee, and I'm gonna be cosplaying as my gender-bent version of Sailor Moon on Saturday and Ash Ketchum from Pokemon on Sunday. More information and details can be found at SyracuseCollectorsCon.com for you to check out, and if you see me there all weekend, then by all means, come on up to me and say hi. Hope to see you there. Yeah. Feels great to finally get this Hornby Old Slow coach. You know, I think looking over this one, hands down, yeah, I guess this Hornby version of Old Slow coach is still great. But it did get me into thinking of one other piece of merchandise that I actually got revolving around this underrated Thomas character for sure that I do kind of felt is very well deserving to actually talk about for sure. And yeah, I'm pretty much long overdue to actually pretty much talk about another piece of merchandise revolving around this character. But hey, might as well do it right now. So yeah, anyways, welcome everybody to, of course, obviously enough, coming from, of course, your host, AckleyAttack4427, is obviously enough another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about the Hornby Thomas breakdown crane that was released back in 2011 that I did manage to get off of eBay some time ago, and yeah, I have to say, I am really impressed with how well it actually turned out for sure. Definitely carrying out the same idea as, of course, the one released back in 2005, but actually updating that with, of course, a different version of that said model for sure. So yeah, even though technically I did say that the 2005 version is probably the best I've actually got in terms of the Hornby Thomas and Friends range, I definitely do think pretty much the 2011 version actually comes close when you think about it for sure. But I still really enjoyed it nonetheless, and I'm really glad that I finally got it in my hands just like that. So yeah. And of course, maybe within a matter of time, I know I'll get to experience that again once I get the Hornby Thomas and the Breakdown Train sag for sure. probably gonna take much longer than I anticipated for sure, but I'm still looking forward to it nonetheless. So yeah, but still on its own, I really enjoyed it for sure. I really do think it's well worth the money for sure. So yeah, if you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down the description box below. So yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead. I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. So yeah, I think you pretty much know the drill, hands down. So no need for me to stop you or anything. So I'll just be here by the time you come back for sure. So no rush or anything. You know, given for the fact that I'll be expecting that set anytime soon, if of course stuff revolving around the shipment for that finally gets sorted out upon looking things over pretty much my orders on eBay. You know, I think it's not just pretty much the second pretty much breakdown crane model that I would get as shown in the previous episode. But now I'm actually wondering how cool it'll be if I actually have my Hornby Thomas alongside my Bachman Thomas. I mean, we do know the differences between the two, but I think it'll be quite cool if I get to witness that in real life for sure. That would be pretty cool. And hey, kinda makes sense to get a few other Hornby Thomas models on top of the ones that I've been dying to get in my hands for some time. But hey, we'll have to wait and see what happens, so yeah. Alright, I guess how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start off this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess pretty much given from what I've experienced with the last episode, yeah, I know I did say that I would talk about the Hornby Thomas and the breakdown train set for sure, and trust me, I still will to be honest, but I guess seeing how it's gonna be taking much longer than I anticipated for sure, I figure I would probably do something to help bridge the gap before I'll actually get that set for sure. And you know what? I think pretty much, given for the fact that I've talked about some stuff revolving around Bachman and Hornby, I think I should double back into, of course, pretty much the one line of Thomas merchandise that I love for sure, and that being TOMY and Trackmaster, and in the case of course, pretty much this episode, Plarail for sure. So yeah, and I guess it's after I talked about pretty much Hornby's version of Old Slow Coach, might as well talk about her again, but this time in Plarail form. So yeah, what I got right here is of course the TOMY Plarail version of course Old Slow Coach, as you can see here. So yeah, I've been meaning to do an episode, of course, this one, even before I got Hornby's version of Old Slow Coach for sure, but I never really had the time to actually come up with any great material to really work around it for sure. But now I guess it's after I did get the Hornby version of Old Slow Coach, and I need something to bridge the gap for the time being, I think it makes sense to finally talk about this one for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, with that being said, let's not waste any more time, and, well, let's go ahead and dive right into this one. Alright guys, it looks like we got the TOMY Plarail version of Old Slow Coach right in front of us, and yeah, I guess I've been meaning to actually talk about this one for some time, because this actually does pique my interest all the way, and well, obviously enough, I've held on to this for so long that I never actually considered talking about an episode, yeah, pretty much talking about her in an episode for sure, but But hey, I might as well make up for it now because, well, I've got a lot to work with for sure, so. So yeah, obviously enough, this is actually one piece of merchandise pretty much during the time of pretty much the Thomas and Friends franchise for sure that I do know for the fact that Old Slowcoach was actually a Gaga for sure, despite again, as I've mentioned earlier, being a totally underrated character, pretty much in the show for sure. Yeah, and I did say underrated because, well, she actually did appear in only a couple of episodes in season 5 of the show, which, alongside everyone else, is definitely my all-time favorite season, which is actually for good reason, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah. And I should mention right now, in the case of course, Old Slowcoach for sure, I bet you might be wondering, how did this came around, and how did I manage to get it? Well, I think according to my research, this particular version of Old Slowcoach was actually released during a Plarail Thomas and Friends pack that was released pretty much well over a couple of decades ago for sure to correspond with Thomas's 65th anniversary for sure. So yeah, quite frankly, well over 15 years old, hands out, and wow. Hard to believe it's actually been that long, so yeah, and how I managed to actually get this hands down, well, I think I did recall pretty much years and years ago, I actually did pretty much get this for my birthday back in 2016 for sure, and that was actually right around the day after I pretty much got myself in during my time at Retro GameCon that year, which was actually a real great time for sure. Hard to believe that I actually got to spend part of my birthday weekend at a convention. And of course, pretty much did get this as one of my birthday presents when hanging out for, of course, for a nice birthday lunch before I pretty much had to clock myself into work at one of my former jobs for sure before I landed my current one at Area 51, so hard to believe it's been a long time, hands down, so yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure, so yeah. So I guess either way, I think I'm long overdue to actually talk about this one, especially over a decade since after I first got it hands down, so yeah. So I guess looking over from what I've actually seen, I'm actually really impressed with how well it actually looks for sure. I can tell pretty much from what I can recall, the people at TOMY and of course Plarail really want to make Old Slowcoach look great for sure, and from what I'm seeing in Plarail form, she actually does look quite marvelous, hands down. Yeah, I think obviously enough her face actually looks really quite nice all the way, and I really do dig on how well it actually matches to, of course, what we see in the show for sure, so yeah, so I think it's safe to say that they really did a bang-up job on that, and of course, pretty much the entire body of it, pretty much for it being a regular old coach, really is actually quite nice all the way, so yeah. I guess I can tell they really did do a bang-up job to really make the look of Old Slowcoach look fantastic for sure. And even the brown and tannish yellow color really stood out to me, and I'm impressed with how it actually looks. And I'll even give them credit for, of course, adding in pretty much some nice banners and streamers. Yeah, some nice flat yeah, pretty much flag banners, pretty much to go alongside both sides of Old Slowcoach for sure, for that nice bit of detail. And I did say that because bear in mind, again, this is of course released during pretty much in a specially made pretty much pack all the way back in the day. So I guess they do have a good reason for that for sure. And of course, another thing I should mention is that, well, I guess I think I might as well ask, Are you familiar with, of course, seeing sidecars? Yeah, I think pretty much, if anything, to sum up on, of course, what I'm talking about, seeing sidecars is, of course, pretty much, basically TOMY Plarail's, pretty much, piece of rolling stock that they make, where, of course, you can actually, pretty much, open up part of the rolling stock to actually look inside for sure. In fact, if anything, Trackmaster actually did the hag for sure, and they actually did get some really good results for sure. Now, I actually brought this up because, obviously enough, Old Slow Coach actually does fit in that case. So yeah, if I can get, I think I somehow got it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, you can definitely see with what I've actually demonstrated. I actually did open up Old Slow Coach for sure, and yeah, you can actually definitely see inside her for sure. Yeah, I think pretty much from what I'm actually seeing, they actually have some nice seats and stuff inside, so that way you can actually stick some Plarail figures inside of it for sure, so that way Old Slow Coach can actually have some passengers pretty much inside her, giving them a nice ride for sure. So yeah, honestly, I really do like that idea, hands down, and I guess I didn't expect that for, of course, Old Slow Coach, but I say they did do a bang-up job. But yeah, I think I say they did do a bang-up job on that, so I'll just pretty much close her back up for sure. So yeah, obviously enough from what I've actually seen, I really do think they really nailed Old Slow Coach quite well from what I've actually seen, and I'm impressed with, of course, on how well they actually did do a bang-up job on, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. But how does she fare up once we pretty much have one of the engines give her a nice pull? Well, let's get some track set up and find out for ourselves. Alright guys, well, it actually didn't take me very long, but I did manage to find all of my pretty much TOMY blue track for sure, and got this nice small oval shaped pretty much layout all set up and ready to go for sure. And of course, quite obviously enough, I think I'm really looking forward to giving Old Slow Coach a nice run for sure, to let her stretch her wheels for sure. And what better way to do that than by, of course, well, having Thomas actually pull her for sure. So yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, of course, that front for sure. I may have actually done that before with my Horby Old Slow Coach for sure. So I figure maybe the same thing can be said for the Plarail version of Old Slow Coach for sure. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And of course, I should mention pretty much, it is actually a bit of a struggle to get myself prepared for, of course, this episode, because, well, I had to make sure pretty much my Thomas pretty much Hoggle actually has got a new battery in, so that way we can get him working properly, to which I did manage to get that worked out for sure, so that shouldn't be any problem whatsoever. So yeah, but either way, I'm looking forward to seeing what will go down, hands down, for sure, and see where we can go from there, for sure. So yeah, it'll be hard to say, of course, how it's gonna turn out, for sure, but hey, we might as well give it a try. So yeah, with that being said, now that Thomas has got a new battery in, and of course, he's all coupled up to, of course, Old Slow Coach, we shall go ahead and pretty much give him a few laps to see on how it'll go for sure. So with that being said, let's get right to it right about now. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I guess it looks like, glad to see, Thomas is, pretty much still running, pretty well, even with that new battery, I did manage to, plug in, beforehand, so yeah, I think that's, what I can say, of course, that front, so yeah, I think, I'm glad to see, it's, working out, quite well, throughout, this, oval layout, and, yeah, actually, turned out, quite well, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, at least that's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, I guess, pretty much overall, the TOMY Plarail version of Old Slow Coach, I really enjoyed, all the way for sure. They really did do a bang-up job, of course, capturing the character perfectly, but actually adding a nice, unique twist to still make it a little something that we got from Plarail, which I really do think is actually quite nice. So yeah, I really do think it is actually quite amazing from what I've actually seen, and I really love the way it actually turned out for sure. So yeah, I think it is safe to say that I do highly recommend this one for sure. If you can find it online, either on its own or through pretty much the trade pack that I actually mentioned for sure, I think you're going to be in for a real great treat all the way. Yeah, I fully guarantee that for sure, and trust me when I say, you're definitely pretty much going to be in for one hell of a amazing surprise with, of course, this one. So yeah, but that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, and I guess on that thought alone, I think I might as well end this episode here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and by all means, let me know down, down in the comments down below on what you guys thought of this one for sure. I would love to know. So yeah, that's at least what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and, well, I think I still got time before pretty much I'll still get the chance to talk about the Horby, Thomas, and the Breakdown Train set, if it actually does arrive, so I'll keep my hopes up for that. But what can I do in the meantime? Wait a second. I just realized something. The end of this month I'll be coming up. Yeah, I know it may be the end of March for sure, but I think it might also pretty much be a special occasion that's going to be coming up. For the show, at least. So yeah, tune in next time, pretty much in the next episode for sure, where, of course, we would tease a very special occasion for, of course, the show to date since after it first started. And what better way to do that than by possibly revisiting one item that pretty much started this show in the first place. Yeah, pretty much the next episode will be a special occasion on this show, where, of course, we'll actually revisit the item where it all began. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about for sure, right? But for those who don't, be on the lookout for that for sure. So yeah, I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD and Sam Shepard. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, backley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I'm posting on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.